The movie Frankenstein, directed by Oscar-winning director Guillermo del Toro, is now playing on Netflix. I haven't read the novel by Mary Shelley, but this adaptation is reportedly closer to the original novel. The main departure from Mary Shelley's vision, however, is that the monster in this film cannot die. He is literally immortal. Now, whether he's killed by shotgun blasts or tries to die by suicide, in one instance by lighting a stick of dynamite, he merely regenerates and his physical injuries heal. Now, most people, in my view, wouldn't object to that type of physical vigor, but this monster inexplicably doesn't appreciate the literal immortality that his creator has conferred upon him, until the very end of the movie. Now, it seems to dawn on the creature at that point, well, maybe I can get used to immortality and virtually limitless physical healing. And throughout the movie, as time goes on, he begins to look more and more normal. It's just that he constantly confronts people who have shotguns, and they blast holes in his face and torso, which begin healing, but not instantaneously. So, by the end of the movie, the audience can foresee a time when this individual could be accepted by society. In that sense, this film adaptation is sort of an extended analogy for adolescence. Gangly, awkward adolescence, during which the teenager feels isolated and like an outcast, but as the teenagers grow into their new physical forms, they learn to accept themselves and to be accepted, etc. Their higher learning kicks in because this monster is highly intelligent and articulate, as he is in the book, apparently. He learns to read, even Paradise Lost by John Milton. And the creature, in the film, as in the book apparently, compares himself to the fallen angel, Lucifer. The creature tells his creator that he should have been his Adam, the biblical Adam, but instead he's become his Lucifer. Now, in the last third of the film, the creature has such rage. He murders, stalks, maims. And his immortality, which is not in the book, makes the creature directly analogous to Lucifer, who is an immortal spirit. So, in this film, Victor Frankenstein's brother, William, tells him he's the real monster for creating such a monstrosity. But the monster himself is Luciferian. The director's intention with the film clearly was to show the creature as a conundrum. And the creature is not sympathetic at all. I hesitated even to do this review because the overall effect of the film is so highly disturbing. Now, some reviewers out there have asserted that the creature is sympathetic. Really? I have to strongly disagree. The creature in the film calls himself Lucifer, and I believe that the director's intent was to draw a portrait of Lucifer or an analogy to Lucifer. So much so that by the end of the film, I realized, okay, this guy has limitless physical healing, immortality, and supernatural physical strength. In fact, he frees a military ocean vessel trapped within the ice of the Arctic North, all by himself. And after he does so, the humans on board decide they're not going to search for the North Pole after all. They're going to return home. Although it seemed to me they could have planted their flag at the pole, then returned home. Now, this moment tells us a lot about Lucifer's role in destroying human endeavor. Now, thankfully, history tells us that Robert Peary and Matthew Henson, along with Inuit companions, did eventually reach the North Pole. Now, it seems the creature had left the Arctic by then and was no longer bemoaning his fate and telling his freaking tale of woe. I mean, he's highly intelligent. He bemoans his fate throughout the movie with highly intelligent verses. Thank God Perry and Henson ignored his drivel. The movie poster, if you haven't watched the film, seems to show the monster in a sympathetic light. Don't be fooled. The monster isn't sympathetically drawn in the film. I don't know whether it was just too difficult to sell the story to the studio as a portrait of Lucifer, or whether the marketers just ran amok and did whatever the they wanted to do. But forget the movie poster. This film is disturbing. The director's intelligence comes through. He's not made an easy film. If he had wanted to make an easy film, the creature wouldn't be immortal. That, in and of itself, makes the creature so unsympathetic because the creature has no limits on his conduct. Overall, I support the director's efforts here. I support what he's saying about the character of Lucifer, who is the enemy of all of us. I will say that Ridley Scott has told this story as well in his two prequel movies in the Alien universe, Prometheus and Alien Covenant. I prefer those films to this adaptation of Frankenstein. In my view, the Ridley Scott films are more watchable because the vulnerability and hubris of the humans remains the focus, rather than the seemingly bottomless conundrum at the center of this film adaptation of Frankenstein. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, leave a like and don't forget to subscribe.